threatening the mayor.
Yeah. We'll have to take his iPhone.
We'll call our meeting to order. First item is invocation by Rabbi Dr. Adele Plotkin.
Got
And then the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Rick Anderson.
Okay. Honorable Mayor Skook, council members and staff, community members, and friends. Once again, I am honored to be standing here with you as you tackle the challenges of governing. So, too, I must thank you for your clear concern for our environment and our children through the proclamations of today. By keeping our trees growing and safe from fire and vandalism, we will have a place from which we can teach these precious children about the benefits of forests and how to care for them. Therefore, we pray that you may be blessed with wisdom, clear vision, and strength in order to help this town cherish and preserve all that gives us beauty, awe, and purpose. May you have the strength to make hard choices when needed so that our community can be safe and secure with the needs of its people and its environment being well provided for while finding the best path for the allocation of resources. Let us all now affirm these heartfelt prayers, each in our own way, as we say, so may it be.
So may it be.
That's okay, too.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, next item is the roll call. Diane?
Mayor Skook,
Present.
Vice Mayor Nye is absent this evening. Councilmember Anderson,
Here.
Councilmember Grossman,
I'm here.
Councilmember Mallory,
Here.
Councilmember Rooney,
Here.
and Councilmember Whiting.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane. Next item is proclamations. We'll start with the week of the young children.
Sure.
Is someone here that would be accepting this proclamation? Come on up.
Week of the Young Child in Prescott Valley, April the 16th through the 20th, 2018. Whereas the First Things First Yavapai Regional Partnership Council and local partner organizations, in conjunction with the National Association for the Education of Young Children, are celebrating the Week of the Young Child. Whereas these organizations are working to improve early learning opportunities which are crucial to the growth and the development of young children and building a foundation of learning for everyone in Prescott Valley. And whereas all young children and their families in the state of Arizona and Prescott Valley deserve access to high-quality early childhood education, and whereas the public policies and programs that support early learning for all young children are critical to young children's futures and to the success of our community. And whereas teachers and others who make a difference in the lives of young children and families in Prescott Valley, Arizona, deserve thanks and recognition, now therefore I, Harvey C. Skoog, Mayor of the town of Prescott Valley, Arizona, do hereby declare the week of April the 16th through the 20th, 2018, as Week of the Young Child in Prescott Valley, and encourage all citizens to work together to make good investments in early childhood in Prescott Valley.
Any comments, Mike?
Yeah, I was just going to mention, as I was listening to the proclamation, I have a young grandson who is a preemie, And we thought he was kind of, a little slow. And it was about when he was 2.5 years old. So we actually put him in a group with socializing with other kids. And my gosh, what a difference. And so I think even though you feel you give everything you can in your home, I think early education for our youth is a must. So I really identify with this.
Okay, you want to introduce yourself? And
I
your comments?
do, yes, thank you. My name is Rebecca, and I am here with Prevent Child Abuse Arizona, but I am receiving this proclamation today on behalf of First Things First. And also, since I have the mic here, I'd like to invite everyone out to celebrate young children through our Pinwheel Party, which will be April 21st, and it's from 11 to 3. It's a Saturday. We plant these pinwheels in the Civic Center lawn, and the blue pinwheel symbolizes the healthy, happy childhoods that we want for all children. Come out, plant pinwheels, and there's going to be bounce houses. Bring your grandchild if he lives here. Bounce house, and lots of fun stuff for the kids to do. Well, thank you very much.
Any other comments, Mike? Anyone else with comments? Elizabeth, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. Next proclamation, Arbor Day and Tree City. And it looks like Ron and Elaine will accept that. Diane?
National Arbor Day, April the 27th, 2018. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed through the nation and the world, excuse me, whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and whereas trees in our town increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Harvey C. Skoog, Mayor of the town of Prescott Valley, Arizona, do hereby proclaim April 27, 2018 as Arbor Day in the town of Prescott Valley, and urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations.
Thank you, Diane. Mike, any comments?
I always have comments. I'm surprised you ask me sometimes. Anyway, when I first came to Prescott Valley, I remember that there was some sort of feeling that we didn't have a lot of trees in Prescott Valley compared to Prescott. So I know this is a way we can catch up to do that. And I just happen to live across the street from a park. So I love the trees. They're now coming to bloom, and I read a lot about other communities doing the same thing. The only time I hate that is in the fall when they start dropping those leaves. But they're beautiful. I wouldn't have it any other way, and I really love the National Arbor Day celebrations.
Who's first, Ron or Elaine?
I can start out. Well, thank you, Mike. And all the things that were read are absolutely true about the trees. This year, we're going to celebrate Arbor Day on April 27th in Bob Edwards Park. We're going to be planting some new trees, as we always do. This is the 12th Arbor Day celebration official in the town. We're going to have our sponsors with APS and KLOR are going to be helping out. We're going to have a really large number of school children helping us. They will actually be helping plant the trees, and everyone's invited. So we're going to have 500 little saplings to hand out to anybody that comes. Come out and join us. It's really going to be a great time, and that's Bob Edwards is such a popular park now that it's a great place to be. So join us, and we'll celebrate all this month Arbor Day and all of the trees that Prescott Valley has.
Elaine?
Which is on Long Look, so that everybody would know that.
And the first 500 people, as Ron said, will get a sapling. This is a live, young tree that can be planted and grown. I'm a sucker for saplings. For saplings, right. Trees are just the greatest thing. And certainly we are tree huggers at the commission. And we invite everyone to come out and enjoy the planting. We'll have a lot of kids. It'll be great fun. Is there any wonder why we are Tree City, USA? When we do all of this every Arbor Day, year after year, give out saplings, have children come and plant trees. And this is why we are so proud to have the flag on the posts that we are a Tree City, USA.
These two folks have been helping the town for I don't know how long. It's been a long time. We sure appreciate your help. We appreciate what you're doing. Keep up the good work.
Started.
She said she didn't have gray hair when they started. No, you must have just got the gray hair recently. It's been long ago, last week. Thank you so much. Next, scheduled announcements and presentations. Chamber of Commerce. Brady, you are up.
Good evening, Mayor and Town Council. My name is Brady. I'm with the Prescott Valley Chamber of Commerce, and as we know, Prescott Valley is rapidly growing. I have the pleasure to introduce a couple new businesses in our community that are really participating in our community. First, I would like to introduce Polly McManus with our Prescott Valley Pep Boys.
How are you guys doing today? Just wanted to stop by and say thank you for, first of all, letting us come down and introduce ourselves. Thanks to Brady and everybody at the Chamber for allowing us to become members. Pep Boys is extremely proud to move into Prescott Valley, become a staple in the community, be here for everybody's automotive needs. We're not a big parts store like a lot of people are used to seeing. We are in the old Advanced Auto Service building right off of First Street. We combined forces with Advanced Auto Service in September, continuing to grow our business. Open 7 days a week, and again, just here for everybody's automotive needs. Really wanted to say that, again, thank you for letting us become a part of the community, and hopefully we all grow together. Thanks.
All right, and then next up, we have Lori Durr with Sundura Sanctuary.
Hi. Brady told me to prepare my elevator speech, but he didn't say how long the elevator ride was going to be. So we might be going to the 54th floor. I'm teasing. I'm not going to take that long. So my business name is Sundura Sanctuary. Sundura means beautiful in Sanskrit, so it's really a beautiful sanctuary. I'm the only full-service day spa now in Prescott Valley. We're really a wellness spa and boutique. Our motto is creating balance to sustain health, beauty, fitness, and internal wellness. I'm Lori. I'm the owner of Sundura Sanctuary. I'm a licensed massage therapist, a licensed esthetician, which is skin care. I specialize in anti-aging, body treatments, detox programs. I'm also a certified yoga teacher, so it also has a yoga studio inside of it, and we have different teachers teaching different things. I'm also a holistic nutrition. My husband calls me Slash, by the way, because it's //. And I'm a certified aromatherapist. My husband is also the co-owner of Sundura Sanctuary. He has his bachelor's degree in exercise science. He is a strength and conditioning coach. And I say he's the supplement extraordinaire, because if you need a supplement,
Mike, a little closer there.
if you need a supplement, he can get it for you. And I just want to run through the practitioners that I have. I did it short and sweet. So I have Teresa. She's a massage therapist. She specializes in medical and reflexology. I have Helena. She is an intuitive energy reader, which helps insight to her clients daily based on positive thinking. She's also a certified Reiki master. I have Nadia. She is certified in emotional freedom techniques. It's called tapping. You may or may not have read about it. It's getting pretty big right now. It's been around for a while. She's also a life coach, and she specializes on how to deal with food cravings, applies EFT, the tapping, to help assist reducing and eliminating food cravings. EFT is also used to reduce chronic pain, anxiety relief, personal fulfillment, and overcoming autoimmune disorders. Then I also have a wellness club that's in there. It's Wing Sung. I always mispronounce that. It's a husband and wife team named Wayne and Story. They teach a traditional Qing Kung Fu. It's formatted in classes to maximize your overall muscle memory, conditioning, and wellness. If I can get the pages going. And then I have Elaine. She's a certified holistic health coach. She specializes in helping women overcome their health and weight challenges and simple strategies for long-term success. And then second to the last, Kathy, she's a board-certified hypnotherapist. She specializes in self-confidence, anxiety, weight reduction, stop smoking, pain relief, phobias, and much more. She's also a certified Reiki master, and she's also a Reiki teacher, so she might have some programs starting there as well. She's also a certified yoga instructor, and she specializes in Ashtanga, so she teaches there. And then last but not least is Kaolin. She's a certified yoga instructor, certified personal trainer. She specializes in body awareness, form, and function, and she provides mindset coaching, exercise, nutrition, accountability, meal prep, and pantry cleanup. All of our classes are on MindBody. You can register, see what the classes are, where they're being held, and what time, and what the prices are on all of them. And we also have our website up, which is sundarasanctuary.com. I think that's it. It was a shorter ride.
Thank you. Any other comments, Brady? Well, thank you so much, and congratulations. Appreciate that very much. Oh. Next one is the call for election, and I think that's up to you, Diane.
I've got a brief slideshow for you. There it is.
It's there, but not there.
It's not there?
There it came up. This time it came up.
Better be coming up. Brady's a wee bit taller than me, isn't he?
He's a little taller than everybody.
Mayor, council members, as you know, we do have a fall election coming. The primary election will be in August, the end of August, on the 28th. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about some of the dates and deadlines that we have. And if necessary, we will hold a general election in November on the 6th. And of course, you are all aware, I don't know that our public is or not, that we have the mayor's seat open and 2 council member seats that will be open at that time. The packets went out January the 2nd, and so far we have several that have taken packets out. They're not due to be filed in my office until the end of May 30th to be exact, not May 30th first, but May 30th by 5 o'clock. And voter registration for the folks that are not registered voters in the town of Prescott Valley yet is on July 30th. So if they need to get registered by that time. This type of election is going to be a vote center election. It will not be a mail ballot election. And as you know, typically the vote centers are open from 6 o'clock in the morning until 7. The permanent early voting list folks that are already on that list will receive their ballots in the mail about 3 weeks prior to the election date on both of the elections, which is basically for the primary on August the 7th. Folks that are not on the permanent early ballot list yet may do that through online www.servicearizona.com service line, or call Yavapai County voter registration, or they can stop by my office and pick up a voter registration form there. However, folks who are not on the permanent early voting list and don't want to be on the permanent early voting list, but find that they are going to be out of town during election week, can go ahead and request an early ballot and go ahead and vote that in the mail while they're gone. Some of the election numbers that we're looking at this year, we had over 24,000 voter registers at our last election in 2016. I anticipate about 25,500 for this election and have budgeted accordingly. I'm allowing for an extra 910 voters to register, but I would encourage more. We can handle it. 73% of those voters are already on that permanent early voting list. That shows you how popular voting by mail is. People really like the convenience of that. You'll see that in the 2016 election, when we were having to budget $4.60 per registered voter, we had to budget almost $350,000 for that election. Now that we have been through it one time, we know what to expect and know that with all of the consolidated election and the participants in that, we have about 9 municipalities that will also hold an election at the same time, which then reduces our cost. I'm anticipating to probably about $3 per voter. So that's what I budgeted for this year's $154,334, and that's at the much reduced rate. And another huge difference in this election versus the last election is it excludes all the home rule proposition, the publicity pamphlet, the printing costs, and the translations, because what I can do is a lot of that in-house myself. I get a lot of questions on how do we know who won? How is that calculated? So I'm giving you a brief overhaul of it here. It's total up all the number of votes, let's say for the council members, 2 open seats, total up all of the total votes for all of the people that are running for that chair or those 2 chairs, divide it by the number of seats, which is 2, and then from there we round it up to the next highest whole number and make the determination from there. Now, if we receive more candidates that get a majority than one for each of those seats to be filled, then that the candidates that are receiving the highest votes, be 2 for each chair, would then move forward to the general election. That's how that works now. Clear?
Any questions, anyone?
No. And with that, I would encourage everybody, if you're not already registered, get registered. I know you folks are. But for our watching public, I would hope that if they're not registered, that they do. They can always call my office not my personal phone. That would not be a good idea. 759-3028. They can reach me at that number. And just keep in mind that it is your democratic right and duty to participate in the election. Now, I would be happy to answer any questions that the council may have, if any.
Marty?
I would just like to add to everybody out there, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. If you want to be if you are an independent registered voter and you want to get on the permanent early ballot list, you can. What will happen is you will be sent a letter asking you which ballot you want. You have to pick either the Democratic or Republican ballot, and then that will be mailed to you. You can't pick your one candidate from Democrat, one candidate from Republican. You have to pick either or. And they will send it to you, and you could remain on the permanent early ballot. The only one that does not work for is the presidential primary. Am I correct?
Yes, sir, you are correct. That's exactly right. A person that does go on the permanent early voting list does have to select which party line ballot that they want, even though our elections are nonpartisan. There are, especially when you're looking at the general election, there's a ton of other things on there because you're going to have federal, state, and local, and plus all the districts on there too. So it is important that they make that selection as to which ballot they do want in the primary, and then of course on the general they'll have the option of then voting for the folks on that for any party.
Any other comments, questions? A gentleman right behind you had a question.
Glenn Brower. Is there provisions for write-in?
There's provisions on the ballots for write-in, yes, both in the primary and in the general, yes, and that those are typically due about 45 days prior to the election. And the facts about doing that very thing are on our town website at www.pvaz.net.
Good. Any other questions? Diane, a good job, as usual. Thank you, Dan. Okay, next, ADOT Partnering Excellence Award. Norm, you are up.
Mayor, this is ADOT Partnering Excellence. I'd like to bring some guests up tonight that's part of this award that I'd like to introduce and give a little background on this particular award. Andy in Northwest District. Francisco, come on up. Mayor, Council, prior to a little background on this particular project, you may recall that the PV Pipeline Multi-Use Path was a multi-year transportation enhancement grant project that we moved forward with. We actually got 4 grants and moved forward with not only design but construction. And we had many partners in this particular project. Council may recall the Kinder Morgan pipeline that exists. We got a right-of-way in 1993 in order to look at putting a multi-use path in that particular area. And you can see on the ribbon cutting ceremony that we had to advertise the ribbon cutting date, which was in January of 17. You can see Banneking Construction, of course, ADOT, in addition to Kinder Morgan, all those particular different entities. We all worked very hard together to get this multi-use project off and rolling and to be a particular great success. You may recall that day. In fact, we dug up a picture, and here's Mayor and Council in January of 17, basically over a year ago, and that was a very happy day for us because we got to cut a ribbon on this project. And a little bit about multi-use path, just for everyone's benefit. This is a non-vehicular transportation route, so very popular with Prescott Valley residents because this is whether you choose to recreate on this particular path or it's your transportation route, meaning the multi-use path designation that's a special type of designation means it's ADA accessible. So the ADA community can use it depending on what their particular disability can be, but as a very significant transportation route. If you recall the last slide we showed that this added about 2 miles to already our network, so it provided connectivity all the way to Antelope Park and actually connectivity down here to other multi-use paths in the core of the town, and actually added about 9 miles of continuous pathways. So another great addition to our particular multi-use path system. What I'm leading to is this next picture we're very, very proud of, and what this is ADOT every year gives Partnering Excellence Awards for projects that really stand out, that were very difficult, and as the award says, provided a lot of partnering effort, a little bit of giving on everyone's part to see the end success. This particular project had to be administered by ADOT, but it was a federal project, and I forgot to introduce Andy Roth here is the Assistant Northwest District Engineer, and he's in the picture, and of course Francisco Miramontes is in our engineering department. They were very integral during the construction to meet the goals and the particular project goals set throughout to meet milestones and see this project not only came in on time and on budget. Why this award is so prestigious is because every year at the, the Rosen Streets, thank you, happens every April. ADOT takes extended effort to recognize significant projects that really stood out above the rest. So there's different categories. This particular category was projects from $1 to $5 million. and there's bigger projects, but to not only deliver a project, but we recognize amongst all the other projects of similar size in that category, this particular project stood way out on how much effort was done in order to see this project's success. So you can see this particular picture taken at Roses and Streets. Francisco went down to accept the award on behalf of the town of Prescott Valley, but you see the state engineer Dallas Hammett there, and then Andy, and then Alvin Stump couldn't be here tonight, our Northwest District engineer. He's in the picture, in addition to Don Davis with Bandit Construction. I think Lonnie Ferguson's the guy in the middle. And you can even see the FHWA, Carla Petty. She's the director for FHWA. So those are the heavy hitters that really recognize hard work amongst delivery of projects, and it was good to see him there. And Tricia Lewis there is the local public representative, local public agency representative in Northwest District. So very prestigious, very proud day for town of Prescott Valley, in addition to ADOT and also the contracting agency of Bandicke Construction to deliver this project during construction and work through all the issues and be recognized statewide as a very popular project and very, very successful. So we're here to accept this award on behalf of the town, and Bandicke Construction got it. But once again, we very much value our working relationship with our local ADOT Northwest District, and it's just a good opportunity to say thank you to the Northwest District. I've worked with Andy for many years on this project and other ones as we continue to move forward to collaborate, have our individual interests recognized, and hopefully have that collaborative effort that it's a win-win in the end for everyone on their interest to build not only efficient infrastructure but safe infrastructure and continue to do what our residents and taxpaying public want us to do in public infrastructure. With that, Andy, would you like to say anything on behalf of ADOT?
Just a few words, Norm. But
I
would echo.
Lift the mic up a little.
I would echo Norm's sentiment there that we do, the Northwest District at ADOT, value the working relationship we have with the town staff, not just on this project, but on all the projects we've worked with. And I've been with ADOT now 19 years, so I've had a long relationship with the town and the projects that we've worked on, not just construction projects, but our permit projects for your utilities and your utilities department. And so, like I said, we were very happy to see this award go to the team that worked through the construction. My role on this project was, at least for the construction, it was more of a monitor. So I think Francisco probably had more of the heavy lifting burden on the during the actual construction. So I'll turn it over to Francisco.
Francisco, you're up.
I just want to take a brief moment to say thank you to the council members. Your guys' support for these type of projects is greatly appreciated. Like these two gentlemen have already stated, it was a great partnering effort on everyone's behalf. With every project, there are challenges to be met, and it's a breath of fresh air to know that people come to work every day and want to see resolution to some of the challenges that we faced. So once again, thank you to council, thank you to ADOT, and let's not forget Bandicke Construction. Thank you.
Any other comments, Norm? Questions, anyone?
Can we have it come down and take a picture, because ADOT likes to...
You want us to take a picture?
You, Mayor, yes.
Oh, me? Okay.
Come on down. I guess the entire council, if we'd like. That's your decision.
Just the mayor.
Next, our comments or communications. Anyone have any? Rick?
Go ahead.
All right, Marty? Okay.
Yeah. recently, I mean, everybody has probably seen in the news the efforts regarding the teachers and their Red for Ed campaign. Well, yesterday we had the big walk-in for all the schools, and I know Jody was there, and I was Jody was at one school, I was at another school. I don't know if any other council members participated, but it was a huge success. Having said that, I just want, if anybody hasn't heard it on the news yet today, Governor Ducey today announced that the teachers, starting with the fall semester, will be getting a 9% raise, and by 2020 they will be getting the full 20% raise. He gave out the example that a teacher, the average salary right now in Arizona is $48,000. For this semester, for the fall semester, it will go to $52,000, and by 2020 it will be $58,000 a year for the average wage for a school teacher in Arizona. So I thought that was great news, and I just wanted to pass it along to say that, you know, the community and all the communities in Arizona and all the teachers deserve the effort that they do, and they all participated. Yesterday for the walk-in, all 11 schools in the Humboldt Unified School District participated, and they all had huge turnouts. So it was a great effort for our community and for our teachers, and more important for our kids, because they are our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Rick?
Well, that's a perfect lead-in for me, because 2 weeks from tonight we'll be honoring the Humboldt Unified School District nominees for the Teacher of the Year. The Teacher of the Year have been selected, and they've had their celebration for it, but we'll have all of the nominees in here, as well as the students that nominated those teachers. So if you have the opportunity to be here and to help them celebrate that, I encourage you to do so. If not, I do encourage you to watch it on television. So I hope it'll be a well-attended event. Because this is the first time we've had the opportunity to do this, and I'm really looking forward to it. That'll be 2 weeks from tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Jody?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to piggyback on what Marty had said, and Marty, I'm so glad that you brought it up. Thank you. There was a lot of red out and about in our community and across the state, and you had talked about the average salary here for teachers. In the Humboldt Unified School District, an entry-level bachelor's degree teacher makes, I believe, $31,000. For a master's, it's $36,000. Those raises are well due. And I support that, and I'm very grateful for that. Teaching is very important. It's a noble profession, and it makes a difference for our workforce here in Arizona. We connect that to jobs, and I'm so glad that decision was made today. Thank you.
Any other comments? Anyone? Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, I just wanted to say as well, I support the efforts of Red for Ed, and as I put on my Facebook page last night, my son is a math teacher in Chandler. And I think it's about time. I think we've heard all these statistics in terms of it is the time for us to step up and support our teachers, because they do a lot in terms of preparing our youth. And as you heard earlier, the younger they are, the more exposure they have to other kids and their teachers, I think the better off they're going to be. So I think we're all real happy to see that the governor stepped up as well to support our teachers.
Good. Anyone else? Good comments. We appreciate that, and we're all supportive. Okay, we're going to consent agenda. Tonight, Rick Anderson will read the consent. I'm sorry, Jody will do that. And then Rick will take the next part. Okay? Yeah.
Sorry, Rick. All right, on our consent agenda, all matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the Town Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately for discussion and possible action. On the agenda, we are approving the March 8th and March 22nd council minutes, the March 22nd executive minutes, the March 15th work study minutes. Item B would be recommending approval of a series of 10 beer and wine store license for Circle K store number 3491, located at 7035 East 1st Street. Kim Kenneth Kwiatkowski is the agent. I hope I didn't butcher that. And then item C is recommending approval of a Series 10 beer and wine store license for Circle K store number 9530, located at 8390 East State Route 69. Again, it's Kenneth Kwiatkowski is the agent. And the last item on D is accounts payable.
Good, thank you. Anyone want to pull an item, or do you want to approve it as a whole?
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as a whole.
Okay, second,
Mayor,
anyone?
I'll second the motion.
We have the motion and a second. Would you set the vote, Diane?
Yes, I approve.
That's approved unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, we've got a new business for comment, review, and/or possible action. Consideration of reappointed Donna Keller to the Personnel Board as a citizen member. Rick? Rick?
Yeah, I'll be glad to take that. On April 25th, 2018, Donna Keller's term on the Personnel Board as the citizen member will come due for renewal. Donna submitted the renewal application letter choosing to be reappointed. Donna Keller was first appointed to a partial term on this board June 22nd, 2017 as a citizen member, and this reappointment will be her second consecutive term. Vice Mayor Laura Lee Nye, myself, and Councilmember Marty Grossman are recommending the reappointment of Donna Keller for a term with a renewal date of April 25th, 2020.
Donna here? No. Any comments, questions, motions, demotions, commotions, promotions, emotions?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Motion to reappoint Donna Keller to the Personnel Board as a citizen member to a term with a renewal date of April 25th, 2020.
And I'll second that, Mayor.
Okay, with a motion and a second, will you set the vote, Diane?
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, we move on to item B, consideration of reappointing John Gorman to the Personnel Board as a citizen alternate member. Rick?
Yes, sir. On April 25th, 2018, John Gorman's term on the Personnel Board as a citizen alternate member will come due for renewal. He submitted the renewal application letter choosing to be reappointed. John Gorman was first appointed to a partial term on this board on September 14th, 2017 as the citizen alternate member, and this reappointment will be a second consecutive term. Vice Mayor Laura Lee Nye, myself, and Councilmember Marty Grossman are recommending the reappointment of John Gorman for a term with a renewal date April 25th, 2020.
Good. Mr. Gorman here? Yeah, come on up and introduce yourself.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to thank you for reconsidering me for reappointment to the board.
Good. Anyone have any questions, comments?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I want to be sure to thank you for your service with the town, for your willingness to serve in this capacity. It's always gratifying to us to have citizens step forward and be willing to serve, and your willingness to stay here and continue serving is indeed gratifying, so thank you very much.
I think the entire council seconds that. Appreciate that. Is there any motions? Anyone for that?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to reappoint John Gorman to the Personnel Board as a citizen alternate member to a term with a renewal date of April 25th, 2020.
Second, anyone?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Would you set the vote? Now we're going to see if it works.
Excuse me?
That's approved unanimously,
Thank
Mayor.
you, John.
It is unanimous. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Okay, we move on to C, consideration of reappointing Mary Graceffa, did I pronounce that right, to the Personnel Board as a non-exempt member. Rick?
Yes, thank you. One position on the Personnel Board became open for the non-exempt board member position due to the resignation of Jeannie LeCain, effective April 25, 2018. She was first appointed to the Personnel Board on March 12, 2015, to an existing term with an expiration date of April 25, 2016, then reappointed to one more consecutive term with a renewal date of April 25, 2018. The Board and Commission Selection Committee invited Mary Graceffa, to the current non-exempt alternate board member, to consider stepping into the non-exempt board member position. She accepted and submitted the signed letter of intent. Vice Mayor Laura Lee Nye, myself, and Councilmember Marty Grossman are recommending the appointment of Mary Graceffa to fill the vacancy made by Jenny LeCain's departure, with the term renewal date of April 25th, 2020.
Good. Any questions, comments, motions? Emotions, promotions, anyone?
I'll make a motion.
Marty?
Motion to appoint Mary Graceffa as the Personnel Board non-exempt board member to a term with a renewal date of April 25th, 2020.
I'll be happy to second that.
Okay, with a motion and a second, would you set the vote, Diane?
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, we've gone to number D. Consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign resolution number 2042, adopting and approving a final development plan for Stone Ridge Unit 8B. Richard.
Mayor, Council, you're looking at a 3-acre parcel that's proposed to be subdivided into 11 single-family lots. Those lots average approximately 9,000 square feet in size. This illustrates the location along Cloud Cliff Pass, several feet from its intersection with Traders Trail. This is the actual subdivision plat. This matter has come before the Planning and Zoning Commission in the form of a preliminary development plan and a zoning map change. These parcels were previously designated for higher density development. Because of the market, the developer has elected to utilize them instead for single-family residential. And back up for a minute and point out that next meeting you'll be looking across the street at a similar subdivision plat for additional parcels on that piece of ground. But this 3-acre parcel and its associated subdivision plan meets or exceeds the town standards. It's been reviewed by the Planning and Zoning Commission. It comes to you with a recommendation for approval, and we would recommend the same. I would respond to questions, if any, that you have.
Any questions? Mike?
Yeah, I just want to mention that I've heard nothing but positive things about this particular area that's been designated for construction, and so if there's no other comments, I'd be happy to make a motion.
I think we're ready.
All right. Motion to authorize the mayor in his absence, the vice mayor to sign resolution 2042, adopting and approving a final development plan plat for Stone Ridge Unit 8B.
I'd be happy to second that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Would you set the vote, Diane?
That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, move on to E. Consideration of authorizing the mayor to sign resolution number 2043, adopting and approving a final development plan FDP 18005 for Pronghorn Ranch Unit number 17. Richard.
Mayor, Council, this may seem like deja vu. You've approved this plat previously via a previous owner. Now the new owner has come forward and would like to put the plat and associated public report as well as financial assurances in their name. So this is a cleanup package to clean up and make current those that are currently going to be developing and building houses on these lots. I would respond to any questions, Mayor, at your direction you may have in this regard.
Questions, anyone? Comments, motions?
Mr. Mayor, I'd be happy to make a motion to authorize the mayor in his absence, the vice mayor to sign resolution 2043, adopting and approving a final development plan FDP 18-005 for Pronghorn Ranch Unit 17.
I'll second that.
Okay, with a motion and a second, would you set the vote, Diane?
Passes unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, we move on to number F, consideration of remaining with CDS Global for the town's lockbox services and to enter into a contract with InfoSend for the town's billing and mailing services. Mark, you are up.
Well, good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm here to follow up on the work study presentation that I did last week in regards to renewing the lockbox services with CDS Global and entering into a new contract with InfoSend for our billing, print, and mailing services. At this point in time, I think we've covered everything that needs to be covered, so I'm ready to field any questions or comments that you guys might have.
Anyone want to field a question?
No,
I think
Mayor?
we've covered it well. Mary?
I'll make a motion, though.
Okay.
Motion to remain with CDS Global for the town's lockbox services and to enter into a contract with InfoSend for the town's billing and mailing services by electronic vote.
Okay, second, anyone?
I'll second it, Mayor.
We have a motion and a second. Would you set the vote, Diane?
Councilmember Anderson, how do you wish to vote? Thank you. That passes unanimously, Mayor.
Mark, go to it.
Thank you
Good
very
job.
much.
Thank you. Okay, Rick, would you read the comments from the public?
I'd be glad to. Comments from the public. Consideration and discussion of general unscheduled comments from the public. Those wishing to address the council need not request permission in advance. Any such remarks shall be addressed to the council as a whole and not to any member thereof. Such remarks shall be limited to 5 minutes unless additional time is granted by the mayor. At the conclusion of the unscheduled comments, individual members of the council may respond to the item addressed at the discretion of the mayor, or they may ask the town manager to review the matter or ask that the matter be placed on a future agenda.
Good. Anyone from the public care to comment? Yes, sir. Come on up.
Glenn Brower. A couple things that I would like to address. First of all, is that we know that where the growth is growing, and we can take a look around us, and we will see more and more. Last November, we had ADOT come in here and give us an oversight of what we want to do in revising 89A. Now, that was a 5-year, 10-year, 20-year plan. But at that time they were discussing it, there was no budget approved of that. Now, if we start this growth the way it's going now, is ADOT, what's the latest on ADOT on this revision of 89A? Does anybody know at this time?
I don't see. No, is Norm still here? No.
Okay, this is something that we discussed at that night that they claimed this is in the future. It needs to be done. I hope we can get it done in unison with the growth, not behind the growth, because then we're going to cause a lot of traffic problems. So this is something I hope that the council will kind of get with ADOT and partner up with ADOT as they have been doing on other projects throughout the community. Okay, one other thing. One other item that I want to bring up, and I went down to the building department. I couldn't get an answer today on it, and maybe we can, is the fact that, and Richard just left, and I was hoping he'd be here. He could probably answer this.
He is here, by the way.
Oh. Okay, very good. Pronghorn Ranch section numbered, unit number 16 is well under construction. It has approximately 12 residents moved into it, and for some reason, I don't see any streetlights in that development as in the previous developments in Pronghorn Ranch. Now, is that something that has been eliminated, or is that something that's going to be put in the future?
Well, Richard is here. Maybe he can comment. Thank you. Appreciate your comments. And if you would, maybe you could call next week and ask Norm to.
Streetlights aren't placed at routinely along streets. They're placed at major intersections. So streetlights will occur as they intersect Pronghorn Ranch Road, but they typically are not installed in residential neighborhoods. It's not a requirement of the town of Prescott Valley.
Well, okay, so then something has changed because right now in Pronghorn Ranch, there are neighborhood streets in every intersection. There are streetlights. So has there been a change in the ordinance? Okay. That's all I have right now. Thank you.
Appreciate your comments. Mary, you got a comment?
Sir, I wanted to give you my card with my number on here. Give me a call and I'll send you the recent study on all that AD.
Oh.
With ADOT. Okay?
Was that on the website?
Yes. But I
thought I seen it and I couldn't download it for some reason. But anyways.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anyone else got any comments? If there be no further comment, thank you so much. We would have one more item, and that's adjournment. Anyone care to make a motion to adjourn?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to
Great.
adjourn.
Second, anyone?
I'll second the motion, Mr. Mayor.
The motion and a second. Would you set the vote, Diane?
That is approved unanimously, Mayor.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you all for coming. It was good to see you all.